This is a C34 Jess Horn II, made between 1995 and 1998. I'm not sure exactly what year this one is. I don't have the original box, but it does have an AUS 8 made in Japan blade with a hollow grind sabre, hollow grind with a serrated edge. Now this one's in fairly decent shape. It's not completely new, but it doesn't look like it's been used much at all. And it has this swedge that's not sharp there at the top, but it's close to being sharp. And they're calling this a spear point in the descriptions. And this is supposedly a micarta handle. It's very smooth and slick feeling. So I guess it's a coated micarta handle. And there's the pocket clip there. And this is a locking mechanism, and it locks very solid. It's extremely solid feeling. So as I open it up, you can hear a good, very satisfying lock up there sound. And it is rock solid, basically. I mean, I don't feel any movement whatsoever. I've had issues with some older lockups, like lockback knives from the early 90s, and they were basically enough pressure they just slip out of their place. It was, I think, mostly buck knives, but this one's very solid and impressive. Now, from what I understand, this was sold new at the time in, between 95 and 98 for about $100 and $120, somewhere in there. And so adjusted for inflation, that'd be like $220, $230 in today's dollars. So it was a fairly expensive knife at the time. And it's nice and fancy looking. It's not like you wouldn't necessarily use this as a beater knife or anything. This looks like a gentleman's knife, or, it just looks like a nice quality knife. It has like a polished reflective blade there. And then the pocket clip is nice and reflective, and the handle looks nice. There's the shape of the pocket clip. You can see inside is really good shape, just overall. I did put a coat of Renaissance wax on it, so there might be some smudges here and there. There's a little tiny lanyard hole there. You can see a little spot of Renaissance wax is still in there. You must have got in there. And then it's a pinned on handle. You see it looks really nice. Reflective pins. No gaps or anything there. I guess it couldn't hurt to have some size comparisons here. So here it is here in the middle. And there's the Demco AD 20.5, the Rat Model 2, which is the smaller one, the Para 3, and then the Paramilitary 2, which is at the top. So you can see it kind of, it's as far as the length, it's not that super short. It's just kind of thin this way. So I guess the closest knife here would be the Rat Model 2 as far as size comparison. But since it's a Spyderco, I wanted to include some Spyderco knives, modern Spyderco knives here, so like this one. You can see it's much wider this way. So if you got bigger hands, that's a better option, the larger handle. Like in my case, I like the Paramilitary 2 because of the handle is good. The blade is a decent length and all that stuff. But yeah, just wanted to include some size comparisons to other, popular modern knives that are on the market today. So I'm going to leave the specs and everything in the description and some more information about this blade. You can see it's not very big, folded up. It's rather small overall. But yeah, very impressive, kind of, I guess, vintage piece at this point. It's hard to imagine that the 90s is now vintage, but for something like this, you know, it's something that would potentially be used and abused and possibly lost or broken by now. But it's been around, and it's in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of corrosion there on the tip. It is a stainless blade, but has a little bit of corrosion.